Topic 1. Introduction. Scope and relevant concepts of pharmacology. Number 1. It is recognized as the oldest system of medicine. The answer is D. Ayurveda. An all-natural medical system called Ayurveda was developed in India more than 3,000 years ago. The Sanskrit words Ayur or life and Veda are used to form the term Ayurveda, which means science or knowledge. Ayurveda then means knowledge of life. Number 2. What medicine is said to be the origin of modern medicine and therapeutics? Answer is B. Greek medicine. Greek medicine is considered to be the origin of modern medicine because Hippocrates, which lived 2,400 years ago, described in a scientific manner many diseases and their treatment after detailed observation. Number 3. In 5th century BC, he separated medicine from religion and was known as the father of medicine. Answer is B. Hippocrates. As a result of his enduring contributions to the science, such as the development of humoral theory, the systematic categorization of diseases, the use of prognosis and clinical observation, Hippocrates is known as the father of medicine. Number 4. Who introduced inorganic chemicals into medicine? Answer is C. Paracelsus. The link between goiter and minerals, particularly lead, in drinking water was initially made by Paracelsus. He created and employed novel chemical medications such as those containing iron, copper sulfate, sulfur, mercury, and other elements, serving as the first London pharmacopoeia. Number 5. Who was known as the father of polypharmacy? Answer is C. Galen. The first physician to use the pulse as a symptom of illness was Galen. Representative study fields included urology, neurology, myology, respiration, and embryology. He advanced therapeutic drug use and drug science. Number 6. In what century did the principle of shotgun prescription begin to flourish? The answer is D. 19th century. The shotgun prescription principle took off at the start of the 19th century, and a shotgun prescription is the one that combines several drugs with no therapeutic benefit in an experienced attempt to treat the illness. 7. One that contains a number of substances with no therapeutic efficacy. It is a result of ignorant attempt to cure the disease, no matter what may be its nature. Answer is A. Shotgun prescription. A ludicrous prescription that has several ingredients and is given with the expectation that one or more of them would succeed. Number 8. Introduced homeopathy at the commencement of 19th century. Answer is A. Samuel Hahnemann. The pseudo-scientific alternative medicine system known as homeopathy was developed by German physician Christian Friedrich Samuel Hahnemann. Number 9. He is known as the father of pharmacology. The answer is D. Oswald Smyberg. Explanation. Oswald Smyberg examined the impact of digitoxin, hypnotics, analeptics, and muscarine and nicotine. The term pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics of a medicine were first introduced by him. Number 10. He is known as the father of American pharmacology. Answer is C. John Jacob Abel. Explanation. By conducting pharmacological research into the biochemistry of their activity and by teaching a new generation of pharmacologists, John Abel significantly contributed to modernizing the study of pharmaceuticals in the United States. Number 11. It is a science that embraces the knowledge of the history, source, physical and chemical properties, compounding, biochemical and physiological effects, mechanism of action, absorption, distribution, biotransformation, and excretion of drugs. Answer is A. Pharmacology. Pharmacology is the study of how a medicine interacts with the body and how a biological system is affected by it. The field covers the origins, chemistry, biological effects, and therapeutic applications of medicines. Number 12. It is a study of techniques used in the measurement of drug effects to the administered dose of drug. Answer is D. Pharmacometrics. The methodology and use of models for illness and pharmacological measurement are the subject of the study area known as pharmacometrics. Physiology, pharmacology, and disease models are used in the pharmacometrics to do quantitative analysis of patient-drug interactions. Number 13. It is a study of sources and identification of drugs. Answer is C. Pharmacognosy. Pharmacognosy is the study of physical, chemical, biochemical, and biological characteristics of pharmaceuticals, drug substances, or potentially active drugs or drug substances derived from natural sources, as well as the pursuit of new medications derived from those sources. Number 14. It is a study of actions of drugs in the body over a defined period of time. The answer is B. Pharmacokinetics. A subfield of pharmacology called pharmacokinetics studies how drugs interact with living things and determines how long they stay in the body. Any chemical xenobiotic is included in the list of chemicals of interest, including pharmaceutical medications, insecticides, food additives, cosmetics, and others. Number 15. This term describes the use of genetic information to guide the choice of drug therapy on an individual basis. Answer is A. Pharmacogenomics. Pharmacogenomics is a study of how the genome affects how well a drug works. Its name reflects how pharmacology and genetics are combined. Pharmacogenomics examines how a person's genetic makeup affects how they react to medications. It is a study of drug effects at the population level. It is concerned with the variability of drug effects between individuals in a population and between populations. Answer is B. Pharmacoepidemiology. Pharmacoepidemiology is the study of how medications are used and how they affect large populations of individuals. It estimates the likelihood that a drug will have positive effects on a population and the likelihood that it will have negative consequences. Number 17. Aims to quantify in economic terms the cost and benefit of drugs used therapeutically. Answer is C. Pharmacoeconomics. The scientific field of pharmacoeconomics evaluates the relative worth of various medicinal treatments. It belongs to the field of health economics. The costs and effects of a pharmaceutical product are assessed in a pharmacoeconomic study. Number 18. It is a science that deals with the preparation, formulation, manufacture, standardization, preservation, and dispensing of drugs. Answer is A. Pharmacy. The Greek word pharmakon, which means remedy, is where the word pharmacy comes from. The preparation, formulation, manufacture, standardization, preservation, and dispensing of medications are all covered by the science of pharmacy. The word pharmacy also refers to the location of drug dispensing or sales. Number 19 is the study of weights and measures also applied to the preparation and administration of drugs. Answer is C. Metrology. The scientific study of measurement is known as metrology. It creates a shared understanding of units, which is essential for connecting human activities. It is the weights and measures used in pharmacy. Number 20. It is an obsolete, didactic subject that was concerned with the pharmacy, posology, pharmacognosy, and indications for therapeutic use of the drug. Answer is B. Materia medica. The Latin term materia medica refers to the body of accumulated knowledge about the therapeutic properties of any substance used for healing. Number 21 is the science and activities relating to the detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of adverse effects or any other drug-related problem. Answer is B. Pharmacovigilance. Pharmacovigilance is a science and practice concerned with the identification, evaluation, comprehension, and prevention of side effects or any other issue involving drugs or vaccines. Before being approved for use, all medications and vaccines go through extensive clinical trials to test their safety and efficacy. Number 22. It is a study of the use and the effect of drugs in large numbers of people. Answer is B. Preclinical evaluation. In-depth safety testing of the drug candidate is done at this stage. The drug candidate is put through short-term toxicity testing in order to evaluate its side effects. Number 23. The stage focuses on the continued surveillance pattern of the new drug. Answer is D. Post-marketing monitoring. In this phase, usage patterns of the new drug are continuously monitored for any previously unidentified adverse or beneficial effects. If a new drug side effects are discovered, the authority may revoke its approval and ban the drug. Number 24. It is a study of how the effects of drugs vary with biological timing and endogenous periodicities. Answer is C. Chronopharmacology. Chronopharmacology focuses on maximizing drug effects and minimizing side effects by timing medication in relation to biological rhythms. Number 25. Is any chemical agent except food that is used to promote or safeguard the health of human beings or animals? Answer is A. Drug. Any chemical that when consumed alters the physiology or psychology of an organism qualifies as a drug. Typically, food and other substances that support nutrition are distinguished from drugs. Number 26. Are those preparations that can be sold without any prescription because they can be adequately labeled for layman use? Answer is B. Over-the-counter drug. Over-the-counter drug or non-prescription medications are other names for over-the-counter drugs. These phases all refer to medications that are available to the counter. When used according to the instructions on the label and those given by your healthcare provider, they are safe and effective. Number 27. Are drugs that can be used only on the order of a licensed veterinarian, physician, dentist, or surgeon based on a prescription? Answer is C. Prescription drug. A pharmaceutical drug that must be legally obtained with a medical prescription is known as a prescription drug, also known as a prescription medication or prescription medicine. On the other hand, non-prescription drugs can be purchased. The potential scope of misuse from drug abuse to practicing medicine without a license or sufficient education is the sufficient cause of this difference in substance control. Number 28. Are agents that satisfy the healthcare needs of the majority of the population. They should therefore be available at all times in adequate amounts and in appropriate dosage forms. Answer is D. Essential drug. Essential medicines are those that meet the population's top medical needs. They are chosen with due consideration for disease prevalence, public health relevance, efficacy and safety evidence, and comparative cost effectiveness. Prices must be reasonably priced overall. Number 29. Are drugs used for non-medical purposes that are liable to disable the individual seriously as a functioning member of the society by inducing severe psychological and physical dependence? Answer is B. Hard drugs. Generally, injectable and addictive drugs such as heroin, cocaine, and crystal methamphetamine have been referred to as hard drugs. Number 30. Are drugs used for non-medical purposes that are less dependence producing? Answer is C. Soft drugs. Although there are risks linked with using soft drugs, they are less severe than those related to using strong drugs. Hash, marijuana, sedatives, sleeping aids, and sleeping pills are examples of soft drugs. Number 31. Are drugs that are inactive or have a low order of activity in the form administered and are metabolized to the active form in the body? Answer is D. Prodrugs. A prodrug is a drug substance that must be transformed by metabolic or physical-chemical processes into the pharmacologically active agent in order to have the desired pharmacological effects. Number 32. Are drugs that affect the intellect? These drugs are claimed to enhance learning and increase brain resistance to stress. Answer is A. Nootropic drugs. Nootropics, commonly referred to as cognitive enhancers, are medications that some people use in an effort to enhance their memory, mental alertness, focus, and energy levels. Number 33. Are drugs or biological products useful for diagnosis, treatment, prevention of a rare disease condition? Answer is C. Orphan drugs. An orphan drug is a pharmacological agent created to treat ailments that, due to their rarity, would not be commercially viable to produce without government funding. These illnesses are known as orphan diseases. Number 34. Is a vehicle for cure by suggestion and is surprisingly often successful, though only temporarily. Answer is D. Placebo drugs. An active substance or other treatment that resembles and is administered in the same manner as an experimental drug or treatment. Comparisons are made between the effects of the active medication or other intervention and those of the placebo. Number 35 is an estimate amount of a drug that, when administered by a particular route to a certain species, is most likely to produce a certain intensity of response. Answer is A. Dose of the drug. It refers to how much medication will be taken at once. The determination and control of doses is known as dosage. Number 35 is a study of the medicine dosages, which varies with the species of animals, the intended effect of the drug, and the individual tolerance or susceptibility. Answer is B. Posology. Posology is a field of medicine that deals with the dose or volume of medication that can be given to a patient to get the intended pharmacological impact. Number 36 is one or a series of doses that may be given at the onset of therapy with the aim of achieving the target concentration rapidly. Answer is C. Loading dose. When starting a course of treatment, a drug may be administered at a higher initial dose called a loading dose before being reduced to a lower maintenance dose. For medications with long systemic half-life or those that are excreted from the body relatively slowly, a loading dose is most helpful. Number 37 is a series of relatively small doses that follow the loading dose in order to maintain an effective concentration in the bio phase. Answer is D. Maintenance dose. A maintenance dose in pharmacokinetics is the rate of drug delivery that is constant with the rate of elimination. Number 38. Study of variation in drug effects in different species of animals. B. Comparative pharmacology. In order to understand the molecular basis of a molecule's activity and the processes it affects, comparative pharmacology now examines how the same compound acts on various cell systems of other animals. Number 39. Study of effects and mechanism of drug action of drugs under laboratory conditions. Answer is C. Experimental pharmacology. Experimental pharmacology is the study of pharmacologically unidentified substances and pharmaceutical items in controlled environments using both human and animal research. Number 40. It is a study of drug effects in disease in relation to normal condition. Answer is D. Applied pharmacology. Applied pharmacology gives the crucial information needed for a thorough grasp of pharmacology, including how drugs function, why side effects happen, and how they are applied in clinical settings. Number 41. The branch of pharmacology which deals with the use of therapeutic agents in treatment of diseases caused by pathogens. A. Chemotherapy. In a standard chemotherapy regimen, one or more anti-cancer medications are used as a form of chemotherapy. Chemotherapy can be administered with a goal of curing a condition, as well as to increase longevity or lessen symptoms. Number 42. The study of toxicity or adverse effects of drugs or chemical, physical, and biological agents in man and animals. Answer is B. Toxicology. Toxicology is a branch of science that includes aspects of biology, chemistry, pharmacology, and medicine. It focuses on the study of how chemicals affect living things negatively, as well as in the identification and management of toxicant and toxin exposures. Number 43. Branch of pharmacology which deals with the study of actions and effects of drugs on nervous system. Answer is C. Neuropharmacology. The study of and comprehension of the effects of the recognized exogenous and endogenous chemical agents on neurobiological processes in the mammalian nervous system is the focus of neuropharmacology. Number 44. Branch of pharmacology which deals with the study of drug-induced immunomodulation and immunosuppression. Answer is D. Immunopharmacology. Immunopharmacology is a subfield of pharmacology concerned with the effects of drug effects, particularly on the immune system, using immunological methods and theory. Number 45. It is a study of chemical interaction between drug molecules and the chemical groups in cells, in explaining the mechanism of drug action and the effects observed. Answer is A. Molecular pharmacology. The molecular pharmacology focuses on the scientific investigation of the molecular level biochemical and biophysical properties of drugs, as well as their interactions and effects with biological macromolecules and cellular structures and functions. Number 46. Is the study of action of drugs and drug metabolism, how drugs interact with and influences the physiology of the organism. Answer is A. Molecular pharmacology. The effects of medications on the biochemical pathways underlying pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic processes, as well as subsequent therapeutic and toxicological processes, are a focus of biochemical pharmacology. Number 47. Studies the effects of drugs on behavior of organism. Answer is C. Behavioral pharmacology. A developing field of study, behavioral pharmacology has made significant contributions to the understanding of drug effects on the behavior, particularly in the area of drug behavior interactions. Number 48 concerns the effects of drugs on the heart, the vascular system, and those parts of the nervous and endocrine systems that participate in regulating cardiovascular function. Answer is D. Cardiovascular pharmacology. Cardiovascular pharmacology is concerned with how drugs affect the heart and vascular system, as well as the basic working system of cardiovascular cells. Number 49. Drug compendium consisting of officially recognized drug preparations or formulations. Answer is C. Pharmacopoeia. In its modern technical sense, a pharmacopoeia is a book published by the authority of a government or a medical or pharmaceutical society that contains instructions for the identification of compound medicines. Number 50. Systemic approach to naming the active component of a drug product. Answer is A. Drug nomenclature. The systemic naming of drugs, particularly those used in pharmaceuticals, is known as drug nomenclature. In most cases, drugs have three different names: chemical names, of which the IUPAC name is the most significant; generic or non-proprietary names, of which the international non-proprietary names are the most significant; and trade names, which are the brand names.